The Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors is set to suspend its planned nationwide strike action, which was scheduled to begin from the 10th of August 2026 after reaching an agreement with the federal government at a high-stakes meeting chaired by the Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Gbajabiamila, at the State House in Abuja. Speaking during the meeting, the Chief of Staff emphasized the importance of the operations of the health sector to the welfare of citizens, as he reaffirmed the commitment of the federal government in providing a lasting solution to the demands of the association in order to strengthen primary health care.
Well, I think we'll all agree that at no time in any country's life does a country. I had preliminary meetings a couple of days ago, I think on Sunday, with the president of the resident doctors and the Secretary General. There were a lot of issues that were tabled, which the ministers are fully aware of. We touched on one or two of them, came to some quote-unquote temporary resolutions. I'll go through those ones. And then we left the main issues for this fuller meeting and see how we can come to some kind of resolution that will inure to the benefit of everybody in Nigeria. I think the first issue, and I'll try and enumerate them one by one, at least the ones we kind of had one or two resolutions on.
The Federal Minister for Health, Mohammed Ali Pate, affirmed the commitment of the federal government to continue constructive dialogue with the resident doctors in order to strengthen collaboration and resolve pending issues in the health sector.
In summary, most of the demands contained in the NARD resolutions are currently receiving attention, at least those that are under the purview of the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare. And on the Luth issue, we had intervened, but the management of Luth has also presented a very cogent perspective, which I hope this meeting can then help all parties resolve. I will note that I don't think the leadership of NARD will want to be known for calling a nationwide strike because of the difference between a subsidized cold meal and free meal in a situation whereby the hospital has actually moved really considerably in terms of providing a cafeteria and a highly subsidized meal. But that is an issue for further interrogation from their perspective, whether it's a localized issue or that ought to be a national issue. And we are very willing, open to constructively engage in a dialogue to find a solution that does not, that meets the needs of our doctors and all health workers, to be fair to them as well as put the Nigerian patient at the center of our attention, because we are all doing what we are doing because of the Nigerian patient. So interrupting work we cannot keep the Nigerian person hostage for issues that we as leaders can be able to resolve through dialogue.
Speaking after the meeting, the president of the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors, Dr. Mohammed Suleiman, expressed optimism for a breakthrough in negotiations, recounting the assurance given by the federal government to addressing issues of unpaid salaries, promotion arrears, workers' safety, and welfare demand.
This is not the first time the Chief of Staff has intervened in matters relating to resident doctors in this country. About 6-7 years ago, when he became Speaker, it was the first opportunity he had to intervene, and he has always intervened. And whenever he came into our issues, our matters are solved. And today, I can tell you our matters are solved. Solved in the sense that timelines have been agreed upon by various agencies of government. On salary and promotion areas, we're talking about a week. On the call meal issue in Luth, we're talking about a week so that we'll get implementation. We have agreed on a figure, we have agreed on numbers. We have also agreed on house officers so that they don't have to wait for a whole month before they get the previous month's salaries. In fact, he has given a standing order that before the 10th of every month, salaries of house officers must be paid. We also talked about promotion areas. I had mentioned 1 week timeline. The professional allowance table also. I think the government has opened up more today on this matter. We understand that there are still a few things that need to be cleared. There's an amount which is not as high as we thought initially, and hopefully the DG budget is going to give us a timeline where that will be paid. They talked about extensively mechanisms by which they can raise these funds and pay us. So you can see on CBA, for instance, where he charged the Ministry of Labour and the Ministry of Health to try and fast track the completion of the CBA, such that we'll be able to have circulars, we'll be able to have computations for budgetary means, so that whatever is agreed in the CBA, we'll be able to get across in next year's budget and get it implemented. Like I said, the conversations have been very, very robust. I'd like to summarize the conversations we've had with the issue of harassment of doctors, the assault that has been going on. I always said it, the truth. 31 doctors have been assaulted. More than 20 other health workers have been assaulted in the last 10 months. And today we have agreed, the Ministry of Health is going to release directives to their hospitals to beef up security, to create safe spaces. The Ministry of Health is going to engage the public in public education for health workers not to be assaulted. Meanwhile, the Chief of Staff has taken it upon himself to introduce legislation so that the National Assembly can come in, with something that assault on health workers will be an aggravated offense. We're very, very glad with that. We think it will send the right signal that health workers should not be assaulted. I can't stand here and tell you I have called off a strike. What I will do, I have the utmost confidence that what he has done today has moved the needle to a very large extent to have solved our matters.
Olumide Abiodun Mudashiru reporting for PFM Global News.